Hello, Tom Lavecchia here with the latest installation of the New Theory podcast. Today we have a very special guest, as we always do, but I would say this one's even specialer, if that's a word. Scott Capoon. He is a creator, owner, and project lead for Arsenal NFTs. We'll be talking NFTs today. Has over 8 years experience in network engineering and over a decade in crypto, which makes him an OG. So we're going to talk about some really hot topics today. Scott, welcome to the New Theory podcast. How are you doing today?
I'm fantastic, man. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate the opportunity, brother. Looking to answer any questions you may have, anything crypto related. I'm your guy, bro.
Love it. Okay, so we're going to jump right in. Your first brush with crypto and then your first investment. So you came across crypto however you did, and then what was your first crypto investment?
I think my first brush and my first investment are exactly the same, dude.
Oh, wow.
I found out about Bitcoin back in like 2009. I did a little bit of research on it, and because me as a tech guy, It was intriguing. It was this whole new decentralized financial system that was not your traditional norm, and it definitely piqued my interest because tech is my thing, dude. I live, eat, sleep, and breathe anything tech. Yeah. So it really captivated me. I read the white paper and
I'm Googling this.
I bought I think I had 12 or 13 Bitcoins at the time for like $200, dude.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. That's when, wait, you bought 12 Bitcoin for $200.
Yeah, $200 a piece, man.
$200 a piece, so it costs you $2,400.
Pretty much, dude. And then, probably like a year ago, maybe a year and some change ago, dude, they peaked at like 65, and I only had like 8 left at that time, but I pretty much offed them all once we hit the top. I was like, all right, I think.
Wait, time out. Current value of the 12 is at north of 200,000, right? Whatever it is, 250,000, right? Right. But not just that. At peak, you had 600,000 worth. So you unloaded some off at the peak?
I unloaded some when they were like 60, 65. I think that was like my last 8 that I had. I was like, you know what? I think it's time to cash in, man.
That was a $500,000 score.
Pretty much, dude. But I've taken that money and I've invested in other altcoins. There's all sorts of other interesting projects out there, some that aren't so interesting. And, recent events in my crypto career have led me to where we are now, dude.
Got it. Okay. So him and I are not far off in age. And the reason why I bring that up is I am still like an old head right now. Okay. The reason why I didn't jump into crypto, okay, and I read the same white paper, and that's why I have a lot less money. But my thought process, and it hasn't changed, is I get the finite ecosystem, I get the ledgering, I get the accountability, I love the decentralization, and we'll get to Bitcoin. I would like to discuss Bitcoin first, and then we'll get into the alt. Yeah, I'm not sold on the utility. Like, I got to be honest with you. I personally believe, and I'm a little bit of a conspiracy theorist, I think the black market's pushing it.
You and me both, dude. I love a great conspiracy theory, man.
I think
we're gonna get along just fine, brother.
I think the cartels got rid of the SWIFT numbers and got into crypto, but that's another discussion. And the government, which we'll get into, which manipulates it, as we know. We'll get into that in a second. I don't want like all of a sudden it'd be like, what happened to Tom and Scott? Like, you know what I'm saying? But we'll get to that. So my concern initially with crypto.
So tell the audience, if we disappear, you know what happened, man.
Exactly. Like Elon Musk, if you know where we went. So the utility for crypto Bitcoin, what was the promise? Like, when you sold it in 2009, right? And then where are we now? Because I'm still not sold on the utility.
I think more than anything now, just because of the way traditional finances have performed, I think for a lot of millennials and maybe Xennials, they recognize Bitcoin as more of a store of value than traditional gold. Like gold, you have to actually physically own. Correct. It's bulky. You can own a ton of Bitcoin and store it on a little disk, or like, in a QR code with your 12-word seed, a private key. You could pretty much pocket $500,000. If you had $500,000 in gold, you're going to need a truck. So I think,
Insurance, liability, that the usual.
yeah, I think that's one of the selling points for a lot of the younger generation that, hey, this is something, and in my opinion, dude, it's still in its infancy. It's been around for a while, but I
Okay.
think as time goes on and people see what's happening with traditional finances, I think it kind of offers them an opportunity to save for their future and do something more than what standard markets are offering them.
Okay, so I want to unpack this a little bit, and there's nothing wrong with it because if I give you a green dollar, it's all just belief. Let's call it what it is. It's not backed
It
by
is.
anything,
The
right?
only reason it's worth anything is because somebody believes it's worth something.
Correct. Is that the same premise for Bitcoin, or because I'm saying, is that the utility, or you think it's a little bit more utility than just that?
I think it's a little more than that, dude. I think centralized banking is the breadth of it is probably a really in-depth topic
Okay.
that kind of leans a little toward me on the conspiracy side.
Okay.
But I think the traditional finance system, a lot of people are losing faith in, especially the younger generation. And I think they're looking for alternate methods to make money. And crypto's this big giant that, has billions of dollars in it.
Yeah.
And there's so many avenues you can take with it, dude. There's some learning curve. You have to do your due diligence. There's this whole other set of circumstances that come with it, dude.
Got it.
Bitcoin to me, for a lot of people, is like the safe bet, Bitcoin or Ethereum.
Yeah.
There's millions of coins out there. How do I know where to put my money? A lot of people go with Bitcoin and Ethereum because I'm not concerned. I'm pretty positive they're a shoe-in, dude. They're not going anywhere.
Well, really, really quick, I don't mean to cut you off, Scott, but that's my point. I feel, and we'll get into NFTs in a moment, but what I know of it, the NFTs are powered by Ethereum, hence giving it utility. I'm actually more sold on Ethereum than Bitcoin. Am I right on that, or is that subjective, or am I an idiot?
Pretty much everybody's entitled to their opinion, dude. You're going to put money where you feel safe. If you have a preference for Ethereum for a myriad of reasons, and that's completely up to you. If that's where you feel comfortable, then that's what you should do, man. I always say, don't listen to the general consensus, dude. There's plenty of people out there telling you should do this, you should do that. Go with what makes you comfortable, man.
Yeah.
Do your own research. If you think Ethereum is better for you because of XYZ, then by all means, dude, put your money there, dude. But
okay, now, hold on. I'm with you on that. Let's get to the altcoins, because I don't know if you have that same, not energy, but that same thought process.
I have an opinion on everything, man.
Yeah. So give me real quick. Give me your success altcoin and give me your biggest failure.
Dude, there's so many, bro. Like altcoins are pretty much everything that's not Bitcoin, dude. Like I said, dude, my portfolio is pretty diverse. I could probably name you off quite a few that failed just because of shady things going on in the industry, developers who had no real intention of doing anything other than scamming people.
Yeah.
Crypto is like the Wild West, dude, and you really have to watch where you put your money in some of these decentralized finance platforms.
Correct.
So, I could say at one point, dude, I made a slew on Ethereum and I lost some on Ethereum. I didn't buy into the whole Doge thing though, man.
Oh my God. I don't say who, a family member got it at 2 cents. It was at 71 cents. I was yelling at him. I said, if you're such a big shot and you think it's going to go up, sell half. So then right. I'm the wrong, I'm an idiot. And then, and then call me an idiot. But if I'm right, sell half, you at least got a lot of gain. And then if it goes down and you believe in it that much, buy more. What did it do? Went back down to wherever it went down to.
Dude, what goes up must come down, dude. When in doubt, sell out.
So exactly. All right. So we you're the crypto guy. You got into the big stuff. You got into the small stuff. And before we kind of graduate to NFTs, my question to you, Scott, is crypto an asset class that's part of your portfolio, or is it your portfolio? Because I get worried. Yeah.
It's my portfolio, dude.
Yikes.
I don't have money in anything that's traditional finance, dude. Everything that I have is all crypto related.
Okay, what's the stupidest thing you bought with crypto money? So you made a few bucks, stupid money. What's the stupidest thing you bought?
So there was this coin on the Avalanche network called Hamster.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. So I was like, I'll throw like $1,000 on here. I'll see what happens. The premise was that every time somebody bought, you were paid dividends in stable coins.
Correct.
And I was like, yeah, for fun, let's just see what happens, dude.
Yeah.
And, in a month later, the liquidity pool was drained. There was no more funds, and I'm stuck holding like 3,000 hamster or something. So I was like, yeah, I pretty much figured that was going to happen.
They paid you in stable coins, or they paid you an additional hamster coins.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I got like 1 or 2 payments in stable coins. I think my first payment was like $7, and the next one was like $3 or $4. And then after that, I didn't see a penny, bro. And I was like,
yikes.
All right, what's going on here? And then I checked the pool, and the funds were going, dude.
Got it. Well, last question before we get to NFTs. Okay. So I have a friend and a client, and I could probably connect you guys because you talk shop. He's a CPA who specializes in crypto with crypto guys, right?
Okay.
And he told me some crazy stories of people having, I don't say 9 figures, but 8 figures in like coin and going down to a few 100,000, like crazy stuff.
Did he tell you about Terra Luna by any chance? Was that one of them?
That might have been the one. Yeah. So what happened? What happened there? Enlighten everybody.
Yeah, Luna was the biggest disaster probably of this year, and I think it was one of the things that premeditated the market meltdown recently. They were supposed to be a stable coin, but they were an algorithmic stable coin. And they kept their peg to $1 by another asset that they had called Luna. I forget what the actual stablecoin name was.
Yeah, but I'd buy at first blush. I'd buy into that if you said, "Hey, listen, you know what? I'm going to buy maybe an altcoin that appears to be a stable coin and it's pegged to a currency." I could see myself getting drawn into that.
But see, there's a couple stable coins out there, and they all differ how they keep their peg to the dollar. So, for example, Tether is owned by I think the Hong Kong International or something.
Okay.
They claim that every Tether in circulation is pegged to an actual dollar that they have in reserve. And I know they've been questioned a lot, and they don't really undergo audits like a company named Circle does. Correct. Have you ever heard of USDC stablecoin?
No, I haven't.
So they're owned by a company called Circle Financial, and Circle Financial undergoes regular audits 3 or 4 times a month to confirm that, yes, we have 100 million stable coins in circulation, and it's backed by at least 80% in cash that we have. So
it's not over leveraged.
Right. And, those are the stable coins that I go with if they're actually backed by fiat. And I feel a little more comfortable utilizing them if they're actually backed by real money.
Did you say fiat, not the car?
No, not the car. That's what I refer to as our currency.
I'm waiting for you. You want to laugh. I actually thought of this. I'm like, why do the big companies create their own currency, like a car company, right?
Right.
Where you can actually buy the cars with that crypto. So essentially buying it from their own issuance and then rolling it back into it, and it goes up by nature. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like,
I was thinking about something here, man.
Yeah,
we might have to hook up.
Well, you don't live too far from me. We'll meet and have some beers.
We can chat over some beers or
something. Because I think the one thing that you're missing is utility. Okay, now, so let's get to NFTs. Okay, so for those on this podcast, I get a little bit more listeners. So people listening on iTunes, they can't see our beautiful faces. Give us a little bit. Let's start from the beginning. What is an NFT?
It's a non-fungible token. It's basically anything. Like right now, the main focus is on artwork, but an NFT could be anything. It could be a video file. It could be a MP3, sound, video. The focus just seems to be on art right now. And that's fine, but I think it has so many other use cases. Yeah. But an NFT specifically, when it's minted, when they say it's decentralized, you hold it in your wallet. You're not actually in possession of it, but the blockchain gives you the ability to verify ownership because it's connected to your wallet address. So you can definitively prove that I didn't steal this. I actually bought this. I'm the legitimate owner and maybe the only owner.
I have a niece that is a IP attorney,
Mhm.
and I believe like after you minted NFT, you could also like offline get the copyright to it as well, like to fortify it. So even if God forbid something happens, you
Right.
still own it. Like what I'm saying is like it's becoming a whole nother like side industry, like IPs all over it, which
Yep.
is I think would be the opposite. I think minting it would be enough, but it's not. I guess people are going kind of getting IP attorneys. And after they mint the coin, also filing it with the government or whatever. But okay, so keeping it simple. Well, here real quick, my 9-year old, I didn't believe in NFTs at first, okay, but then when I had to buy him Robux money, okay, so like just us old people,
Yeah, I'm
I'm gonna
familiar
give
with it. My
yeah,
nephews play all the time. Yeah.
I'm gonna give him real money to put into the fake universe so he could buy a fake hat or skin.
Yep.
And
Yep.
as soon as that happened, I said, you know what? There's something here. Okay. So that's a sentence. To me, that's part and parcel part of the NFT type thing. Is that a fair assessment?
No, I think that's
No?
just, I don't think those are represented by NFTs. Like, for example, if they were in that particular virtual world
Yeah.
and they bought an NFT and could introduce it to that world and use that NFT in that world to get something, then yeah.
Got it.
But I mean,
Now,
that's just buying virtual currency that's within that realm to use it to buy other stuff.
got it. Now, like for example, I've heard of people buy an NFT that's artwork and then get like a digital frame in their house and like put it there. They obviously own it for real. And
I've
then I
seen
heard
that
that.
too,
So,
man.
so just for us lay people, the board apes and all that, they
Ugh.
launched, they made money, lost money. What's like the Logan Paul type stuff, and where did it launch and where is it now? Like the board apes or whatever the heck it was.
I honestly am so sick of bored apes, dude.
Okay.
I think it's overhyped,
Okay.
and there's really, yeah, I think they're coming out with some sort of metaverse, so there may be some utility.
Okay.
But to me, art's a very subjective thing. Okay,
Correct.
and to me, I don't see any appeal to the bored apes, dude. I would imagine that anybody that's a lover of actual art would look at those things and say, "This is stupid. Why would I actually buy these or utilize them for anything?" I've
Correct.
seen so much stuff on LinkedIn from people who actually make real art, and it's pretty impressive. And they offer them as NFTs, and they sell for maybe $100, $150,
Got it.
but it's stuff that I would gladly pay $100 or $150 for because I'm like, dude, that's awesome. I've never seen anything like that in my life.
Got it.
The board
Okay.
apes, to me, they're junk, dude.
Okay.
I don't know.
So NFT is a non-fungible token. Now, all right, I'm going to ask you my specific example, my example. Okay.
Good, bro.
So I, a content creator and I have video, I have audio. And I was thinking of selling episodes and I'm keeping it simple. Let's say we're going to make this episode an NFT. It's 20 minutes long and I can make it an NFT, correct? This episode?
Yeah. Yeah. Anything. You can make video files, MP3s, MP4s, move files. And
So then,
there's just,
Scott, Scott, give me a second. Okay. So we make this an NFT, right? My
Mhm.
challenge, and maybe I should hire you guys is if that's what we'll get to what you guys do in a second is I did mint one NFT and the gas was like 300 like it was like really expensive. What's gas? How does it work? And yeah,
So let me ask you this. What network were you on? Were you on the Ethereum
I think
network?
I was Rarible.
But you were on the Ethereum network though?
Yes, Rarible, Ethereum, and I'd open up a wallet and it was a whole to do. Yeah.
Yeah. So Ethereum right now, I think they're about to undergo some changes. They're about to move to proof of stake instead of proof of work.
Okay.
The Ethereum network is basically bogged down with transactions, and that's why the gas is so high. So, in layman's terms, gas is pretty much the fee that you pay to either transact or create an NFT.
It's a
If I
VIG.
want,
It's a
if I
VIG.
want,
It's called what it is. It's a VIG.
it's a what?
A VIG. Sports gambling, they charge you a VIG. That's a VIG.
Yeah. But I mean, like, what happens is those fees actually go out to people like you and I
Yeah.
that are running machines to process all these transactions.
Got it.
So it's not like it goes to one party in particular. Those gas fees actually get distributed amongst the people who are supporting the
And
network.
those are the people that are mining, correct?
Right. Right.
Ah,
So it's not like the creator of Ethereum is like, hey,
yeah,
thanks for that $10 it costs you to transact.
correct.
It's regular folks like you and I are like, dude, I'm wasting electricity. Pay me something for my
Correct.
efforts, man.
But Scott, my challenge, and maybe it changed, and maybe you could help me offline, is when I went to go create a $300 NFT, it cost me $300 to create it.
Well, here's the thing. I would recommend, I haven't been on the Ethereum network for 6 months
Okay,
just because I'm tired of the high fees, dude.
got it.
There's a whole lot of other next gen blockchains that are out there, like Avalanche. That's where I do all my transacting, dude.
Okay.
The fees are like pennies, bro. You could go on there
Wait,
and
so I could mint an NFT. I could take my library and make each one a video and make them for
for
pennies.
pennies, dude. Pennies. Pennies each, not for the whole collection,
No,
but like,
I got it. I got it.
yeah, like what you would pay on, I think the highest transaction price that I ever paid on Ethereum to sell something was like $525, dude.
Jesus.
I know.
And
So
then where would I sell? Where would I sell said NFTs? Well, okay, so I mint 5 videos. Now, hey guys, I have these NFTs. I have these videos. They're fans of the show. Now those are NFTs the same as masters, meaning they own that video, or they only own that video that's minted. You get what I'm saying?
no, they only own that particular minted copy of that
Got it.
video. I mean, the rights to that video is yours because you created it and you have the master copy, dude.
Got it. Hence, that's why people are going offline for IP. I got it. Okay.
Right.
So walk me through this. We mint 5 videos. I go to sell them. Where can I sell them on that?
So you'd have to find an NFT marketplace on the Avalanche network. I'm not.
I
too
can't do it
familiar-
on like OpenSeas or whatever.
now because OpenSea only runs on Ethereum,
Oh, okay.
and then they use something called Polygon, which is like a layer 2 blockchain that's supposed to assist people in getting cheaper fees by paying in Polygon instead of Ethereum. But even that's a pain, dude, because you just want to go there, conduct your business, and be done, man.
Got it.
There's all sorts of hoops, dude. If you minted something on the Avalanche network, the blockchains are not cross compatible, dude.
They're not,
So
right?
they're not. You really want to find something. If you mint on Avalanche, you have to find a marketplace on Avalanche to sell.
Interesting. Okay. Scott, you know what you're talking about. Tell us a bit about Arsenal NFT, what you guys do.
So let me just preface this by saying one of the reasons this whole thing came about, I've been in decentralized finance since its advent in like 2018. There's a lot of innovative ideas out there. There's a lot of folks who are doing great things.
Yeah.
But I feel like in the last year and a half, things have kind of been stagnant. There's a lot of scams. There's a lot of BS going on. I lost $80,000 at the start of the year to a rug pull, dude.
Yikes. Which
are
you comfortable sharing what it was or no?
Arbix Finance. I'll be more than happy to tell the world who it was.
Yikes.
They had a big feature on Yahoo Finance. They did a big write-up. They had the guy's name. And that was the first time I've ever seen them do a piece specifically on a particular DeFi application. So I thought, that can't be that bad then. Well, I put 80 grand in, and 5 days later, poof.
So for the lay people, so you can get into Yahoo Finance, right? However, it's interesting. I actually was trying to get a crypto article on Yahoo Finance for a client.
They're very particular, dude.
And they were particular probably because of that.
Crypto.
So what I recommend for the media perspective, media sources are have a higher barrier to get on them, but take that story and check like Wall Street Journal, check your Forbes, check ones that you trust, and then, well, let me ask you this, Scott. Let's hopefully learn from this. What are some learnings from people that when there's these $80,000 opportunities out there, and it is in Yahoo Finance, let's say, what are some of the things that they can do to prevent it from happening to them?
Honestly, like, I don't know if there's anything they can do. If they themselves feel like this is promising and they decide to show it, not that they're necessarily promoting it, but they're saying, hey, this is here. It's really up to us, the consumer of these products, to go and find their Discord room or their Telegram and stop in and ask a lot of questions, dude. Get as specific as you can.
Yeah.
And if they can answer, that's still not an indication that they're going to be honest and upfront, dude, that they're not going to take your money, dude.
Got it.
You know, and a lot of these guys, they're not doxxed. I'm fully doxxed, which means I'm more than happy to put my face out for this project
Got
and
it.
tell people who I am, because trust is the foundation for everything, dude. You know, I want people to get to know me and who I am and what the platform does. And I'm not only the creator of this project, I'm an investor, dude. I've been out there in the field with everybody.
Correct.
I've lost lots of money, dude. I've made lots of money.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen all the shady things that go on. I've been there long enough to realize what the shortcomings are, what the problems are, and this is kind of why I started this particular platform, dude.
I like that because I like that in terms of doxing. Usually, your dox is a bad thing, but you're actually saying, "Hey, I'm being transparent. Here's who I am. Here's my track record, and here's the rub." Right? There should be, don't yell at me, but there should be some either governance or standardization that evens the level of the playing field. But that's the antithesis of the theory of what is it called, crypto and NFTs, because you want to decentralize. You're trying to avoid that. So I guess that's one of the pitfalls of, hey, we'll keep you decentralized, but you do lose that centralized, I guess, governance. So yeah, again, so tell us a little bit about Arsenal NFTs. I'm really excited to hear about your company.
So, like I said, dude, the whole thing started with all the fiascos that I went through. I realized a lot of the shortcomings, and I was just over it, dude. I'm like, you know what? I think I can do something unique and different. So, one of my ideas is, like, when you go to these decentralized platforms, you buy into their native token, whatever it may be, right?
Correct.
And a lot of these projects, I call it the APY wars, because one platform has an interest rate with like 300,000%. The next guy has 500,000. The next guy has a million.
Yeah.
I'm going to catch a lot of flack for what I'm about to say to you, but I think it needs to be said. And I don't think a lot of people comprehend the mechanics of this stuff.
Yeah.
But there's a great deal of applications in crypto that are based on pyramid schemes. They're Ponzi schemes, man. Like, the only reason that they work for the amount of time that they do is because of the sheer amount of money that's put into them.
Correct.
You know, you got 22, 24, 28 million dollars sitting in a pot. At some point, it's going to run out. If you're making 300,000%, people
Correct.
are cashing out.
Correct.
You know, all those things are dependent on new people coming in,
Correct.
feeding the people who have been in there.
Correct.
And that's not a sustainable business model, dude. It really isn't.
Agreed.
You know, it's bad economics is what it boils down
to. So what does Arsenal do in relation to that?
So the other problem I have is when you join these particular platforms, and this is one of the problems that my platform aims to solve. You join, let's say you buy in, you want to make this 300,000%. You buy in the token at $200, right? You're making 300,000%. You're getting paid every 15 minutes. A week later, the market crashes. Now that token's $9. Suppose it never recovers. Now you're making 300,000% just to hopefully make your money back, dude. So you have money now that's stuck, and you have no choice but to stay in this platform and hope the dev doesn't run off with your money. And hopefully you can just get out what you put in.
Well, investing is that's a psychological contract. If you buy something for $10 and it goes down to $5, you're going to hold on to it because, like, you're committed at 10. It's like,
right.
Oh, it was once at 10, it can get back to 10. They call that a psychological
And that's generally
contract.
the mentality.
Yeah.
But again, so my platform isn't based on that. The whole idea is, like, these platforms amass so much money.
Yeah.
Like, they have them sitting in their treasury. Like, one has $180 million. They're not doing anything with it. Do you know what you can accomplish with $180 million, dude? Do you know the things that you could build to better the crypto community?
Correct.
And they just sit there. So, you know, we have a vessel I call it the war chest.
Yeah.
And it's community-based funds that are gathered through our application. And through our application, you receive our native token at a discount.
Yeah.
The majority of those funds go into the war chest, which is a community basket. And then we have a snapshot.org page where we vote on some of the things we want to bring to life. So, you know, let's suppose we have all this community money and we want to build an application. We vote on it. We build that application. 100% of all the revenue generated from this application gets converted to stable coins immediately and sent into another contract I have called the Spoils of War. And then
Interesting.
that sits there for 30 days. After the end of the 30 days, there's 2 airdrops for all token holders. The first airdrop consists of how much of our native token, ANFT, that you're holding, a percentage, whatever your average is over that 30 days.
Yeah.
Suppose you have 10,000
Yeah.
and you held 25% of the circulating supply for that month. You're going to get an airdrop for $2,500 in stable coins.
Interesting.
The second airdrop, so underneath the ANFT contract, there's 2 other contracts. There's one is the bonding contract and one is for the liquidity pool. All the profits in stablecoins are also going to be allocated for those 2 contracts, but we can't send stablecoins to them, so there's nobody to claim them.
Got it.
So what we do is take those 2 contracts, all the stablecoins that were allocated for them, and then add them together and then divvy them up evenly among every single token holder. So it doesn't matter if you're holding 1 Arsenal NFT or half an Arsenal NFT.
You get whatever
get a
portion to your contribution.
Right. You're going to get a payout in stable coins regardless. You're going to get 2 airdrops, one based on your average holding and one split up amongst everybody evenly.
Okay. Just really quick, because I believe I get it. And this works.
I know.
No, I get it. But stable coins have historically were stable, right? Like there was for example, as a Bitcoin, because I'm a layperson, right? It was a channel. It's 25 and 35 grand, and it would stay in that channel. But because you have a bigger delta of like 60K to 21K, doesn't that make the stable coin have a greater variance, making it more difficult for you to manage a stable coin portion of it? Does that make sense? What I'm getting at is I'm buying in, right? Right. You're messing with, not messing with, it's not the right word, but you're introducing, hey, invest here, right?
Right.
But we're going to back it up and we're going to pay you dividends in, like, for example, I'm investing in foreign currency and you're going to pay me in USD, right? So I'm in. So it's almost like a win-win. Like, let's say it craps to bed. At the worst case, I get some or all my money.
You're still getting.
Yeah, so I'm hedging, right? So I'm with you on that, right? But with the stable coins have a bigger delta or variance than USD. So USD is going to go up to 1.03, 97 cents. So I could have a 3 to 6% delta, right? But versus Bitcoin, which is probably the most stable coin out there, over the last year has a delta of like 40% or whatever that is, right?
Bitcoin's not a stable coin.
Pardon?
Bitcoin's not a stable coin.
Oh, it's not?
No. So a stable coin is pretty much anything that's pegged to the US dollar within a couple pennies.
Okay, so you answered my question. Got it. Okay, got it. Yeah. Sorry, I'm a little student. Got it. Okay.
That's okay. No, you're fine, dude. But the stable coins, remember I was saying earlier about Circle?
Yeah.
And this is one of the reasons that I chose to use USDC as our stable coin, because of the history that Circle has, because of the rigorous audits that they undergo 3-4 times a month. I'm pretty confident that based on how they keep their peg to the dollar, that stable coin isn't going to fluctuate like Luna. Luna wasn't pegged to anything but its own asset that it created. And if you ask me, at some point that thing was destined to fail. Whether it was intentional and he wanted to run off with the money, I don't know, but that guy's under investigation, so we'll leave that at that, man.
Got it. So I get it. You're managing the downside risk, but because of that, is there still significant upside?
I mean, there is. I mean, so the general premise is that you hold and you earn. So if nobody's selling and everybody's buying and bonding, the price is going to rise significantly. And as long as everybody holds to get more stable coin at the end of the payouts, then hopefully fewer people will be selling, because the profits in stable coins, depending on the projects we build, will outweigh them making a couple bucks here and there selling.
Okay, because I think the biggest issue, which I believe you're addressing, is, okay, aside for utility, it's you got to hold on to it, right? and you're incentivized by holding it onto it, whether you're bonded or not, within the Arsenal NFT. You'll get paid out in stablecoin.
Right.
If it goes correctly, you'll make money off of your initial investment as well
Yep.
as backed by the stable coin. And then
Yep.
ideally, wow, I start getting some dividends. I'm going to
Yep.
invest more, increasing the value of the token.
And that was my other thought too, that people would buy more with those dividends to get more every 30 days. So I'm really, the whole idea is like I said before, you buy a particular asset for some of these platforms and you're subject to the market volatility. Here you're not, dude. If you want to sell the token and make money, that's fine. But even if our native token goes to nothing, it doesn't matter. You're still going to make money, dude. It's more of like an IOU or a promissory note that says, hey, based on how much you're holding, you're owed this much stable coin.
I love it. All right. Scott, how can we find you?
You can find me arsenalnft.org. You can check all the links on the website. We've been featured in multiple outlets: LA Weekly, Tech Bullion, Bitcoin Insider, the docs. We have a Git book. If you go to the top of the page, you can check all the project details. It spells everything out from A to Z for you. Please check it out. The link for the Discord is also on the homepage. I strongly advise everyone to come in, chat me up, ask me anything you like. I'm very transparent about the project and what my goals and intentions are.
I love it. And Scott, we're going to have you back soon because I want to hear about the progress of your project. And thank you so much for being on the New Theory podcast.
I appreciate your time, man. Thanks again, dude.